Ben, did you dry it off from the weekend?
Dried off? Yeah, it was wet. So hopefully the oval recovers in time. Might be a little bit different for the next game, but it was good fun. It was like junior footy again.
Have you been able to wipe the smile off your face? It'd be pretty hard to stop smiling after a win like that.
But it certainly was an enjoyable win. Very proud of how the boys held themselves and the coaching staff as well, and hopefully the fans got to enjoy it as much as we did to win like that in those conditions.
Yeah, 20 goals. I mean, I think everyone's expecting it to be not just a margin title, but hard for the key forwards and players like yourself who kick goals. But to do that, how did you manage to do it and be so clean and efficient?
Yeah, we didn't really talk much about that. I think we just stuck to our process really well. I think we narrowed our focus during the week and at the start of the game, and didn't think about how many scores we're going to put on the board or anything like that. I think we just had a clear process and we're able to go out and execute it. And usually when you do that, things just sort of start to pile up, I guess, and that's when guys start to shine. But it starts with that whole team mentality and process at the start of the game and the planning. I thought that was executed well.
Can you remember a more ruthless performance since your time at the club?
Certainly was one of our stronger wins of the season. I think there's been times this year, especially in those conditions, that we have played it really well, and we've had some strong wins, which is awesome growth for the group on previous years. So, as you said, usually those conditions are trying, but we're embracing it now, and we're trying to, I guess, use it to our advantage and use those conditions to actually empower us. So yeah, I'm real proud of the group.
Back on the goal kicking, there's 4 of you already that have kicked 30 goals for the season, including yourself. What do you think you've got right with the forward mix this year that's allowed, obviously the big 3 key forwards that get talked about, but then, some of the other guys as well to kick so many goals?
Yeah, I don't really have a clear answer for that. It's probably similar to the answer I gave earlier, where we've had a fantastic process that we've put in place. I think the mix of guys coming together, everyone wants to do their job and play their role. And I think everyone understands that it might not be your night every night, but it'll be someone else's if you execute your role on game day. And I think that's what we've been proud of to this point, is that we really embrace our roles in that group and execute them, and sometimes it's your time to pop up, sometimes it's not, but someone else will. There's plenty of factors going into it as well. You can't leave out the midfielders and defenders role in that. We play a team system, so it all adds into how we, I guess, put the scores on the board as a forward line. But yeah, it's an enjoyable group and some great personalities as well, and it's been really fun to play in that line.
Did the first 5 seconds of that game give you a sense that it might be your night and everything was going to go your way when you see Miles Bergman accidentally kick it the wrong way straight away?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, don't really have a comment on that. It was it was definitely unique. We were worried about what we were going to do for the rest of the 120 minutes, I think.
Have you ever done that before, Ben? In any junior footy?
Yeah, I have actually. I was playing knee full as a top-up. I think I was maybe 17, playing for the Brisbane Lions reserves, and we were playing the Swans at Coorparoo, which is like one of my local grounds. I remember it clearly.
Never lived that one down?
Nah, got the ball from a throw and kicked it the wrong way. So I remember that clear as day. Thanks for reminding me.
You were best and fairest last year. How do you compare how you're going this season? Do you feel like you've improved on that?
Yeah, I think certainly I've improved. I'm always looking for ways to improve, but I think the most pleasing and satisfying thing for me this year is how my teammates are going and how I'm sort of feeding into that, and the guys that I hope I'm making better, and in turn guys are making me better. And there's one name that sticks out that gets mentioned a lot, but Alex Neil-Bullen. So the addition of him, for example, I feel like he's just made me so much better pretty much from the day he got here. And he was already a player that I admired from afar when he was playing for Melbourne. So to get him, that certainly, I think, helped me improve a lot. But yeah, I like to think that hopefully I'm doing my bit to improve others as well. And as long as we all keep doing that, hopefully everyone can get the spoils and keep improving as players.
We hear regularly, or have heard regularly this year, how big the 3 recruits have been. But when you talk about Alex specifically, what are those things? Is it the little 1% of the work ethic? What's really helped you improve your game from him?
Yeah, so his work rate's extremely high. He works back in defence to an elite level, probably one of the best in the competition at doing it. So what that does is slows down the opposition, allows everyone else to get up, and as a team, it allows us to create more turnovers. So just him executing his role by getting back just adds density and allows our guys to go to work and try and turn the ball over. That's just one example of something that goes into his role. But yeah, that half forward role I think is so important to teams, all teams around the league, and I think we've got one of the best at doing it in terms of all round what he does on offense, defense, in the contest. And then off field, from day one, he was one of the guys that was leading the running and wanted to work hard and train hard and was driving the training standards. So that all adds up over time as well. So it's pretty exciting. We've got him for another however many years. He's going to add so much to the group.
The clear message this season has been 1 week at a time, lower the eyes. At what point, given where you sit now, do you start to think about the bigger picture? And obviously the coaches will be thinking about that more broadly, but as leaders, is there a time where you do just start to think, okay, there's something bigger at stake here and we do just need to look a little bit more into the future?
No, every game's big picture in the AFL. Certainly that's for me. Every game I don't take for granted. Every week is, it's a blessing and a privilege to play AFL football. So I can only speak on behalf of myself now, but yeah, every game is big picture for me. So that's how I take it.
The next 2 games at home, pretty extraordinary. Friday night against the Hawks and then 2 weeks later against Collingwood, which always seems to be a close game. I know you're playing big games such as Showdown, but in terms of 2 home games, it felt like a bigger sort of scenario for your entire time here and a long time at the club perhaps?
Absolutely, yeah. These are the games that you want to be playing in, and yeah, two really good opposition teams as well, and obviously the focus is on Hawthorn this week, a team that beat us early in the year and beat us a couple of times last year as well. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. They're a brilliant side in good form at the moment. So we're looking at that, and after that, then we'll look at the rest. But yeah, it's an exciting prospect to have them come to our place and play us at home, especially considering how close the reverse fixture was earlier in the year.
You're extremely hard worker and obviously part of that culture, not just Alex Neilpool. And is it nice to get the reward for effort? He's sitting in the top 2 with 4 games to go. That must be a bit of a buzz around the club at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you put so much work in as an AFL footballer when you think of the pre-seasons, the off-seasons, the previous 5 or 6 years I've been here, and of course you want to get reward for that, and it is nice to get that reward. I think it's just awesome for the fans as well. Since I got here, we had some tough times, and they've stuck around, always having big crowds no matter where we were on the ladder. So it's awesome for them to enjoy that for now. Obviously for us it's a bit harder because we're still head down going to work, but it's always nice to get reward for hard work and effort, and hopefully the fans can also get some reward for what they did showing up in some of the darker or lower times. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get quite a few out there this Friday night again, no matter the weather, and it'll be a good spectacle.
Between yourself and someone like Riley O'Brien, that's 2 guys right there that you and him have both been club champions and are now having career best years. What does it say about this group, that guys that have been the best player in this team and now even managed to go above that level?
Yeah, it's massive, and yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Rob because it is his week a little bit with the re-signing news, and it's so welcome for us because Rob's impact goes way beyond what he's done on the field. On the field, he's one of the premier ruckmen of the competition, does so much for us, but off the field, he's another guy that's similar to Alex, but he's been here for 8 to 10 years, I'm not sure how long, and the same as what I said about Alex, just incredible work ethic, incredible care for his teammates, really set the culture for me when I arrived. It was huge for me. When I came down from Brisbane, didn't know anyone. He was one of the first guys to kind of wrap his arms around me and show me how to do it. So yeah, it's great that he's gone to another level from what he's done previously, winning that club champion, but just been so important to us in so many other ways that goes beyond the field.
Back on Hawthorn this upcoming Friday, I believe that's the last 10 you lost to earlier this year. And for a lot of that game, you were the better side, and maybe felt that you could have won that. Is there anything in particular you feel you've got to do differently to get over them this time?
There was a few things that came out of that game that we reviewed that we could have done differently. Little tweaks to our structure that I think we didn't get right on that night. and a couple other things around the ground. So yeah, there are some things that we're going to focus on and hopefully execute them in the game, and then we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, they're also going to be probably thinking about how they can improve on that result as well, as most good teams do. So they're going to come out and show some improvement too. So yeah, it's just going to be a good contest.
Do you think Max Michael be playing this week with that hamstring? Do you have an update on how he's going?
Yeah, he won't be playing this week. I think with the hamstring injury, it's a 2 to 4 week injury. So that's all the information I have on that.
Is it tough blow for him? I mean, I don't think he's really missed. I've hardly missed. He's a bit like you, really, with his consistency. That's tough for him.
Yeah, it's definitely tough for him. And I think you're right. I think he hasn't missed a beat since he got here, and yeah, really important player for us. So it is a blow. In saying that, we've had some great depth in the sample this year, and guys that have played, almost career best footy that haven't necessarily been in the team every week. So hopefully next man up, whoever comes in, can do the job. But yeah, obviously Max is, we'll wrap our arms around him and get him back. Knowing the character he is, I think he'll be all right. He'll take it in stride and use it as an opportunity to get better, and we'll get a bigger and better Max Michelini, which is a scary prospect when he comes back from that injury.
Just on that defence, I mean, it's got a fair bit of credit this year. I think it's the second ranked in terms of points conceded this year. But you lost Max earlier, lost Nick Murray, Butts as well. It has been an interrupted personnel, I guess, down there at times, but they've continually just been out a way to plug the gaps. I mean, how hard is that to do? I mean, obviously you're in the forward line, but how hard is that to lose key players and find a way to continue to perform at an absolute top level?
Yeah, and the guys in the sample come in and have been massive in plugging those holes. And guys you mentioned, like Jordan Butts, that was playing some exceptional footy and was ready to step in when he got his opportunity, and then he goes down, and Nick, who went down early in the year, comes back in and he's ready to go. So examples like that of just guys staying ready is so important to having a strong squad and competing every week. And then, another one is Brodie Smith, who's, played his part this year, didn't play on the weekend, veteran of the club, and just has exceptional attitude to whatever gets thrown his way, and he's ready to go. And there's plenty of others that I could mention that are playing in the sample at the moment. So it's a real credit to those guys. They might not get the recognition outside the four walls when the AFL team's playing well, but what they've been able to do this year in staying ready and getting the AFL team ready out in the training track has been massive. And hopefully a few more of those guys can show off what they've been working on towards the end of this year.
I would imagine this long in your career, not too many things surprise you, but when you see an effort like Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller in that final quarter, did you watch it, and what were your thoughts, or have you seen in terms of someone to be able to pull off a win like that at the end of the game?
Yeah, I didn't watch it, which is unlike me, but I had some friends down from Queensland, so we were out, and we're kind of commenting how, we thought that all the results, I guess, across the weekend were going to be more one-sided, having checked the score at three-quarter time. So for that comeback to happen is special, and a superhuman effort by Wanganeen-Miller to do what he's done. But I'm disappointed I didn't get to watch the full game, or at least the last quarter. But I'm sure that the St Kilda fans will remember that one for a long time.
He'd look good in the Crows top, wouldn't he?
Thanks, guys.